On the play, I think this hand is acceptable, even though the mana draw is a little bit awkward. He also kept his 7. See what we're up against. Another tokens deck, perhaps. At least we have a negate in our hand now. Center was not a bad draw. So I will play the untapped land, even though this Drowned Catacomb is going to come in tapped on a future turn. Winter Priest. Yeah, I'll counter it. Slows him down a little bit. Uses up my mana. And I still have backup counters, which is the main thing. Feeling much better about my chances here, though. I actually have ways to interact with his nonsense cards. Plains. Maybe he's just straight black-white. Yep, that's definitely getting countered. Landing's fine. I mean, he could still be like splashing green and just happen to have drawn the forest or something, but given that Renegade map, usually you want to find your splash color with it, so it's a small indication to me that he might just be straight black-white. Hopefully he's like just getting back an Anointer Priest or something. Another stockpile. How about no? Fatal Push is a card. Take some damage. What is this? Whenever another creature dies, when it dies, make a token. Sure, I'll just Glimmer now. Swamp and Censor. Put Censor on the bottom. I think I'll put both on the bottom. I can do better. Okay. So now I think I just get rid of Alendra main phase, so he can't flip his Legion's Landing. Then I'll just play Search for Azcanta. So he does have a window now to resolve like an Anointed Procession or something. But I think I've gotten myself into a position where I'm not just going to lose outright to one. In fact, Hidden Stockwell would probably be more annoying at this point. Well, I don't know if that's true, but... Oh, this works out fine for me. It is annoying that I lose my Search for Azcanta, but that frees up a future threat to not get cast outed. Okay. Just pass the turn. My life total really just doesn't matter that much in this matchup. Even though he does get to chip in a bunch of times, like that's fine. Gain some life. I'll take 2. Oh, he didn't attack. I think that was a mistake. Guess I'll Supreme Will first. I'll take... don't really want all these fatal pushes. I'll just take Arch of Araska. At some point I'm going to want lots of lands. And I'll just kill off that the token Anointer Priest. Ooh, that's a good card. I'm not going to play it just yet. If I wait a turn, I can cast it with Disallow Mana up, so I don't get hit by a cast out. But it would have to be like literally just cast out. Maybe it's worth it to just play it. Because otherwise I just don't... I'm just planning to do nothing with my turn. Next turn, because I don't really want to spend this Disallow unless it's something I really need to. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it now. It's only cast out that punishes me. It's possible I play this deck way too impatient, but I feel like when we're behind on cards, I want to just, yep, Legion's Landing's fine. Gearhulk's good. Right, let's just pass. So I am going to let him flip his Legion's Landing. So it's really not that threatening without the hidden stockpile or the Anointed Procession, which I don't plan on letting resolve this game. Yeah, that's gonna get just straight disallowed. Don't need to use my Gearhulk just yet. Scarab God still has no targets, which is fine. It will eventually. Alright, just keep passing. Don't feel a need to send in just yet. Right now I think just draw two. Could Gearhulk and try to just shut this game out, but I don't see a reason to get too risky. And yep, still just gonna pass. I mean, I'm not dealing him any damage, but we're not letting him flip his Legion's Landing is the important thing. So in order for him to do so, he would need to sacrifice his Anointer Priest, but I can just get it back before he gets the chance to embalm it. Plus next turn, my Arch is going to be active, so it's not like we have nothing else going on. And we have this Gearhulk waiting in the wings to counter whatever other nonsense he tries to get up to. Like, I don't see what this accomplishes, really. Like, he can embalm it before I get a chance to Scarab God, but I don't see how this progresses his board at all. I guess what his intention is to now be able to trigger Legion's Landing without using the Anointed Priest, but now I'm just going to go in on Gear Hulk. I'm probably just going to Glimmer and try to close this game out now. Extraction can stay. Actually, I don't really want either of those. I don't really need to kill either of his creatures. This is fine. Now I have City's Blessing. Smash in there. And now I'm just going to Contempt that Priest main phase. Do I have enough mana for this? No, I'm one short. But that's okay. Still have double counterspell up. Don't really see a way we can lose this game. I do think we were very favored game one. We just, the way that the games broke in our previous match, we ended up losing. Take this hit. No plays, huh? Start to finish. That would allow him to... Huh. That's interesting. So now he can flip his Legion's Landing if he wants to. I think I'm going to draw 2 in response to that. See what we find. Okay. Now it's a question of, do I think that... No, I'm not going to disallow. This is fine. So he's going to get to chump, take 5. Oh, he's just going to take it all. Interesting. Alright, that's fine. Again, I'm not that worried about Legion's Landing. He only gets to make 1 token a turn, but we're presenting 2 giant beaters. He may use his start to finish this turn also to slow me down. That's not even that good, because whatever he kills, I can either replay the Scarab God or just reanimate the Torrential Gear Hulk. Both scenarios are pretty bad for him. That I'm not okay with. Does he also have a Procession? No. So that's good for me. So now this game should be over. Yep, because now I actually get to reanimate Alendra, and this game's essentially straight over. Alright, so I'm going to do pretty much the same thing I did last time. Take out all this useless removal. Extractions can stay though. Bring in... Actually not Jace's Defeat, because he's not playing blue. So this... Lost Legacy. And am I keeping all the contempts is the question. Prefer not to. So I can consider Last Reckoning or Gifted Aetherborn instead of one of the contempts. I don't hate either option. Try 1 Reckoning just as like a safety valve if he does manage to get under us and get a wide board going. I do like the contempts better here than I did against blue-white because of Alendra. The exile is relevant. So, so Moment of Craving actually interestingly gets around Alendra's Claws because it counts her, it checks her power. So if we kill her via -2/-2, that's actually better than exiling her. Right? Well, it's the same, but... Except that, again, that's like the only card that we would want it against. Contempt is just more all-purpose. We'll see what he's up to. Could also consider Deadeye Tracker once again, or the Aetherborn, but don't think we need to do anything too crazy. Keep this. Hidden stockpile from him would be the most annoying thing, probably. The rest is fine. Because all these cards are going to be annoying for him to deal with, and he can't take Scarab God. Yeah, he takes the Bloodfast. Makes sense. Now he knows about the sensor, so I don't think it's that useful to hold it up this turn. I may just cycle it instead, actually. It's only bad if he was planning to procession, or rather, stockpile plus Evolving Wilds. Priest, that is fine. Another Duress? Nope, Renegade Map. Cycle. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and name Anointed Procession here. He had one in his hand. Angel of Sanctions and Cast Out, that's fine. Let's see what else he's working with. Just the stockpiles, Profane Procession, that's actually annoying. If that ever resolves, it's going to make it very difficult for me to win. Dream Stealer, also annoying, but not that big a deal. 3 more Duresses. Immortal Sun. Okay. Lots of stuff we have to counter. Let's take out all the processions. And the one in his hand, which does let him draw a card. At least that's that not causing us grief anymore. And he does have 2 answers to Scarab God in his hand, notably. Draw a stockpile. Not the end of the world. Still annoying though. Our hand also has not developed super well. I think it was actually correct for him to take the Bloodfast. Goes to show just how good it is in this matchup when the game goes so long. So we are losing, but at least we're not under a ton of pressure. He does have the recurring scry value though, and he gets to hold up Cast Out, so the Scarab God isn't going to do me much good for the time being. What is this now? Oh, Procession, or Priest. It's fine. What do you do with the scry bottom? Okay. That's interesting because I can tap out for Scarab God, which will kind of force his hand on casting Angel of Sanctions. But now we have the Contempt as backup. Legion's Landing, that's pretty good. So now he's just going to Cast Out instead. This still, I think, works out for me, though. Well, Flips his Legion's Landing, which is pretty good. Let's think about how this is gonna go. I'm gonna Scarab God. He's gonna Angel. I'm gonna Contempt Angel. I guess I can do Contempt Angel on end step. Yeah, so I think this will work. Now it's just a matter of actually dying, because he does have a lot of pressure on board now. And Contempt can't gain me life because of Hidden Stockpile. So it's going to be tight. This might work out in our favor. And I guess I shouldn't have 6 because I am in a Censor. Cycle this Censor. If I had 1 more mana, this would work out a little better for me. Three. Another cast out. That's worse for me. Opponent's playing smart. It's not letting me get value from my from killing his angel. And he's still able to trigger his stockpile without losing his offense. Things are not going well for us. Actually running out of alright, Glimmer's nice. Don't know if it's gonna be enough though. Let's go ahead and do that now. Disallow Field of Ruin. Let's bottom the Ruin for sure. Is Disallow even fast enough? We kind of need a Bontu's Last Reckoning at this point, don't we? So let's bottom Disallow. Gearhulk's good, but again, it might be too slow. He also just has the Shepherd Dunes, which I hadn't considered. Alright, we're just dead, actually. Alright, well that game was, we just got kind of dismantled. He has a lot of non-creature permanents that we can't interact with, which is the problem here. Gift of the Aetherborn didn't look that bad, though. Bontu's Last Reckoning. Vraska's Contempt looks much better now, knowing that he brings in the Angel of Sanctions. It's really just the Hidden Stockpile we need to worry about countering. Essence Scatter I think can stay also. I'll trim on an Essence Extraction on the play. Probably just should have been doing this in the first place. Everything else I think is good. Maybe Moment of Craving is better than Essence Extraction, or another Bontu's Last Reckoning. Reckoning's only good if he's already going wide with lots of stuff though. Let's go Moment of Craving. I could consider Aetherborn, just because we are going to need some ways to win the game now that if he's cast outing and whatever to our guys. I still think I can win without him though. Did I tracker? Maybe. Gets us more value. Let's try that instead of Moment of Craving and maybe one of the Vraska's Contempts. I will play. Keep. A little land light, but I can work with it. At least we know we're not going to get randomly hit by a turn 2 Hidden Stockpile. Take 1. I'll just counter that. Do run the risk of missing our land drop though. And I can't afford to cycle main phase because I don't want to lose to a hidden stockpile. I need to hold up this negate. Cycle. Another Legion's Landing's fine. I'll just go ahead and cycle this sensor now. I guess I'll wait until end of turn in case he has Swamp Duress. Nope. Search is better than nothing. Let's drop that, I guess. Now he has a one-turn window to find that hidden stockpile. Or swamp for it, or whatever he needs. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, map is gonna unlock it next turn. Meanwhile, we're getting hit with these vampires, which is annoying. Negate in the RDS. Gross. Well, sometimes that happens with this deck. So he's gonna grab a swamp. We're gonna take some damage. We're gonna counter whatever he plays here. Island can stay. Now we're getting somewhere. We're going to take a lot of damage from those two vampires, though. We took out a lot of our gain life cards. Counter that. Another map. Vraska's Contempt in the yard. Unfortunately, yes, even though I will want one of those later. Right, there's a land, that's good. Guess Gearhulk Contempt later will be totally fine to recoup all the life I've lost. Grabs another Plains, interestingly enough. That's fine. So he's drawn out of... I guess we've both drawn out of our mana situations. Take some damage. Glimmer. Start to finish, sure. Island Disallow. Feel like I like both of those. So here's what I'm thinking. He will get to flip his Legion's Landing if I let him. I can Gearhulk Vraska's Contempt to gain some life back. Definitely want to keep the island on top. I might not want this Disallow though. We get to flip our Search. Drown Catacomb in the yard, yes. Flip, yes. So... yeah, here I think I'm just gonna pass. Then I'm gonna Gearhulk Vraska's Contempt, clear out some of his board, take out his lifelink tokens. He will get to flip his Legion's Landing, but I think I can handle it in the long run. Eventually I'll find like a Field of Ruin to get rid of it. Target Vraska's Contempt. this gives him a window to resolve, something like an Anointed Procession. Mortal Sun. Yep, that happens. So now we're going to want to try to get this game over with before that completely overwhelms me. Let's attack for 5. I'll have to take a bit of damage on the backswing. Artifacts and enchantments are the one thing that blue-black does have the hardest time dealing with. I'm not going to ambush with Gearhulk here. I'm going to hold up a counter or Glimmer here on end step. And I'm not in immortal danger of losing to beat down anymore. It's even possible that I was too hasty with my ambush last turn. I should have just waited on the Gearhulk. Start to finish. I think I'm just gonna Gearhulk negate that. Another start, and now he's gonna finish again. Alright, fine. So now we're in some trouble. I feel like I played this one pretty poorly. This doesn't flip until upkeep. I can attack and not be at risk of dying at least. Let's start with a cycle. Lost Legacy. Might be a little bit too late there. I'm trying to think what I need to actually win this game. Sitting around and waiting in the face of an Immortal Sun doesn't seem great, but racing in this situation seems even worse somehow. Lost Legacy doesn't even help me much. Let's play the Blood Fast. Pass the turn. Need like more Gearhulks, more Scarab Gods, I guess. A lot of mana. Eternalize. I could disallow that. Probably be wise. Can't attack at least. He has a million cards in hand. What's the card I'm most scared of here? I don't even know. At this point, probably like Cast Out or Angel of Invention or Angel of Sanctions. because those can actually deal with my primary ways to win, and that's kind of how I need to win here. So I'm going to name Angel of Sanctions, I think. Which is not where I want it to be. He did have one in his hand. Another Immortal Sun. I already know about everything else, so get rid of those. Pass the turn. Pretty sure we just like can't win this game. We'll play it out for posterity's sake. Cast a couple priests. Cast a procession, that's obnoxious. It's gonna embalm another priest. Get a bunch of triggers. I think I need to like find Bontu's Last Reckoning and then draw Scarab God or something like that. Well, instead we found Scarab God and a Field of Ruin. Those go to the bottom. Draw 2 cards. I guess it would have been better to use as Kantaham, because that digs me 2 deeper. Okay, draw a card. That does not save me. Alright, GG. I played pretty badly.